Welcome back from the break. We're bringing you an update regarding the new chapter in the ongoing tussle between the union government on one side and the Supreme Court on the other side over the Collegium of judges that decide on judicial appointments. Kiren Rijiju, the Law Minister, has written to the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud. He's called for government representatives in the Collegium. Just a little bit of context here. I'll wait for reporters to join us. This is a two-tiered collegium system. It's a 25-year-old system through which judges of the Supreme Court are appointed in the country. Through which judges of the Supreme Court appoint judges to the apex and the higher courts. That's a system that's already been in place for 25 years. That back and forth between the apex court and the law ministry only prolongs. Remember, the NJAC Act has been in the center of these discussions. It was an act passed by the Parliament but quashed by the Supreme Court. That act had envisioned something similar, two government representatives in the body that would appoint judges. Now, my colleague Ananya is with us right now to bring us more details. Ananya, last week we saw the Vice President launch a fresh attack on the Supreme Court. This has been a back and forth we've seen going on for a few days. A new chapter added to that. Tell us more.
Well, definitely, Toya, this is an ongoing tussle that is going on between the centre and the Supreme Court. And now what we are learning from our sources is that, in fact, a letter was written and it is being said that it was just a revisit to the MOP, and it is just the follow-up that is being taken place is what we are told to understand. However, the details of that particular letter are yet not revealed by any of the sides, whether it's the Chief Justice's office or, in fact, the Law Ministry, because these are the two ends where this letter has been. What we have been told is that the Law Minister and the Law Ministry has written a letter to the Chief Justice of India for the incursion, is what we are told to understand. But at the same time, we have seen and known from our sources in the Law Ministry who have clearly told us that, and I'll read out what has been told to us by, in fact, these sources is that it is just a follow-up action of the letters that have been written earlier to the Chief Justice of India following the direction of the Supreme Court Constitution Bench while striking down the NJAC. The SC Constitution Bench had directed to restructure the MOP of the Collegium system is what is being told to us. And, this battle is going on to and fro, and we'll get to know when the matter again comes up before the topmost court of the country as to what is the actual position of the same. Because remember, on the last occasion, the Supreme Court had retaliated that the Collegium is the law of the land currently.
Ananya, can I just ask you to stay with us, please? Our colleague Arunima is also with us. I want to go over to her also very quickly for more details. Ananya was highlighting for us, Arunima, the back and forth that we've seen take place. I just want to understand from you, the most recent letter is one of multiple such proddings that we've almost seen take place from the Union Law Minister, but also from the government. Can we expect this to stop anytime soon?
Not really. And I think Ananya has already apprised you of what the Law Minister told me. Right. What he's saying is that this is nothing new. This is an ongoing process and we are in consultation. And when I interviewed the Law Minister, he also mentioned at that point of time that he is in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and with the higher judiciary, because he feels that the collegium system is not the correct way for judicial appointment. So what he's now saying is that he's continuing to consult them. The back and forth is continuing. And this is quite a detailed letter where he's saying that, the MOP has to be where the judicial appointment system goes has to be looked at. And in that, he's saying that this is a follow-up letter. And he's also quoting the SC Constitution Bench itself. It said that had directed restructuring the MOP for the collegium system. So keeping in what you had said, let's consider having a government representative on board. Now, exactly what is it that the government is saying? It is saying the judicial appointment, you can't keep the executive completely away from the way judicial appointments are being made. The work of the higher judiciary is to provide justice, look at constitutional matters. If there is so much of pendency, why you, quote-unquote, wasting your time over administrative matter, leave it to us. So that's the essential point that has been made by the executive. And now what the Law Ministry is saying is that we've once again taken this up with the Supreme Court, asking them to consider a representative of the government on board when the collegium meets.
Okay, Arunima, thank you for bringing